Good morning. As you can see from today's video title, it's serious. And I thought it was time to speak on it. Thought it was time to give you the next step, as it were, and tell you what you're up against if you follow my philosophies. For there's a type of walk that one must walk to understand the truth of what I see. And whether it's my own personal truth or it's a truth that can help you depends entirely upon if you participate. But I want to talk about the path of the mirror. I want to start by saying the Bible says the meek shall inherit the earth. Truth shall inherit the earth, not meekness. It's a really distinct perception, if you will. See, perception isn't sight. You think it is, because they loosely throw it in as a dictionary term. Perception is really your personal conclusion on your emotional state. Because no matter what you're experiencing, how you perceive it is whether or not it's good or bad, whether or not it's creative or destructive. And the thing is no matter what, your perception is your perception, and the person standing right next to you professing the same God will never agree with you on why that God is God. It's only about how you feel. Mirrors don't understand feelings, they analyze them. The path of the mirror is not to get over on anybody or be better or anything else. It's to perceive deeper so you can love things that you previously didn't even understand exist. And if you love something that's bad, then you understand that it needs to be changed. Love is still the answer. But to walk the path of love is not to be righteous. To be loved by God is not to do good things. For you to deny half of what is and claim half of what is not God, half of you is unbalanced. And for every good thing, there's an equal and opposite reaction of a bad thing. Good and evil only exist because they're two sides of the same coin. Perception. Perception only exists when you actually understand how you feel. Nothing more, nothing less, no strange tricks. I don't think God would make it so complicated for everyone. So let's get into what the path of the mirror itself is. To choose the path of the mirror is to choose war. With every breath, with every moment, with every decision. To choose the path of the mirror is to mirror back none of other people's ideas, nobody else's thoughts, nobody else's actions, simply to exist, to be unique, to be yourself, to have the courage to say, this is who I am. And not because you don't want to heal on past trauma, because you've taken the time that all your demons are your friends, and this is who you are. It makes you a truth sayer. You don't have any truths for anyone else. You just understand what you've been doing as a personal journey. And you fucked up. And I'm not saying you fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up a lot in life. I made poor decisions, done things that in hindsight I'd never do again. It doesn't change the fact that they happened. And it didn't change the fact that if everything exists, then it's all connected. which means for every bad thing I did, I need to learn something good to counterbalance it. Seems a little suspicious, right? But I'm going to tell you right now, making a random person smile because you see they're not happy and doing it just because you want to see them happy, it takes a lot of karma off you. And they'll tell you it doesn't. You need to pray and Hail Marys and repent and all. No, it just takes stopping the action and understanding that you were hurting someone else or yourself. That's all. No prayers, no craziness. Just straight up good old fashioned, I fucked up. And then changing it. Only actions matter. Only the end results matter. This is just my opinion, my philosophy page. So I want you to understand I can only give you my version of what I see as the path that I walk. I can only help you understand to a point how I feel. We're never going to agree. I knew that when I started the video. We're never going to agree because you've lived in a totally 100% unique life for me. But personal experience is personal experience. What you create in the world is what matters. It's all based on how you feel. It is all based on how you feel. If you feel alone, you make decisions so you don't feel alone. If you feel broke, you'll make decisions to try and not be broke. If you feel hateful, spiteful, I don't care what it is, you will do actions that mimic how you feel. We're not in control of ourselves. There's no monkey mind. There's our emotional state and us not understanding ourselves. And I'm not bagging on you. Every day I learn something new about myself and I have to re-diagnose everything that I thought I had figured out because there's always more. Another thing I forgot that changed my opinion on this one thing that was wrong, and I have to work back 5 or 6 years now on that one thing and all the other decisions I made. You say, this sounds exhausting. Yeah, but listen, do you want real power? Do you? Do you really want to be in control? Do you really want to stop the craziness in the world? Do you really want to commit? Because if you don't, the video's not for you. I mean, you just came to hate anyway. That's fine. I don't mind. I've infected you anyway just by speaking. It doesn't matter. But I'll tell you how to take these steps, and I'll tell you what you must do to bleed. And I'll tell you about the pain and suffering that comes with walking this path. And I'll tell you the reward. And I'll give it to you, the blueprint that so many people want. And it's going to skin you alive to give it to you. So let me give you a warning at first. You will lose everything that you ever thought that you cared about. Period. All of it. No exceptions. No question. You want to truly be powerful, you will give up everything that has been told to you that is powerful. There's a couple of things you got to do to get there. You got to go give it all away. That's the secret. That's what stops the blunt force from happening. Go give it away. If you give it away, it can't be taken from you. If you step on this path, you will become a target. No question. No breaks. You've picked up the sword and you're at war. You must give away the things that you hold as things you cannot lose. Some people, it's family. Some people, it's possessions or friends or your status in a social circle, your lover. Everything that you have in your life, you put there. You made the decision to put there. And that's the only sin in the world. It took me a long time to figure that out. That the only sin was participating in the world. You notice I don't talk about the God of the Bible because the God of the Bible is a man made God that was used to subvert humanity and its spirit. And same with all the other religious leaders. If it already is perfect before we got here, the idea that we have to change it or mold it or shape it or take control of other people's lives is the only reason we don't exist in a heaven. Everything else has been a lie and a distraction. Everything. All of it. And so you must give away everything that you've gained in this world. Your pride, your ego, your sense of accomplishment, who you think you are, your skill sets. You must think of all of them as trash. None of it mattered. It's a hard one to get through. They made it very hard to get to that conclusion from a space of such noise and static throughout the world. But it don't matter. The path is still right there. So as you start this path, there's only one creed, there's only one motto: do good for other people. Not because you need reward, because it needs to be done. And you don't do, I'm just going to go out and bleeding hard everybody. No, what you do is you allow the universe to put people in your life that need help. And you got to use the philosophy that I've given you for the discernment on whether or not this is somebody that's actually placed in your life for help or somebody that's trying to use you. And it's very easy to see when you start this path. And the less you have, the less people want from you and the more they want to use you. This is when you should start celebrating. I can't tell you how long it will take you to get to a point of zero. But you can't reach the number one until you're back to zero. And the way that I see it from the path that I walk, everybody's at a negative number, not zero. And there's a lot more to it. And I'm more than willing to teach more and do exactly, but it's the basics is that. There's no secret big, give it all away because you understand that it's wrong. What am I supposed to do? Stop taking care of myself? And I don't know. I don't know what set of circumstances you're currently in your life that makes you feel like it's impossible to follow the path. And I don't care. I'm not boring you with everything I had to suffer through. That was my initiation. But this is what happens when you walk the path of the mirror. You become a target. I'm going to explain it to you. If you start to take these steps, you start to take everything out of your life that actually doesn't matter. You get noticed. You talk about vibration rising and all this. You just stop consuming. Have an algorithm that can tell you stopped. And so all your favorite things that you used to do to distract yourself in the world that were so important to you, they're going to spring back up in triplicate. They're going to come back with overwhelming force. Try to suck you back into different behavioral patterns. And fuck them. When I say you have to give up everything, I mean everybody. Because the things that are for you in this world will stick to you like glue. There's no way to get rid of them. But they will sit patiently and wait until you're ready to receive them. And that's where magic lies. that's where this concept of perfection, God, the universe, comes into play, because the second you're not in control of what's going on around you, the second that you surrender to it, the second you thank the universe for giving you pain, for giving you lessons, for being able to see better, to understand people more, that's when it gets worse. The deeper that you can see, the more isolated you'll become. No breaks. You only get tested if you're on the right path. If you're on the wrong path, it all goes very smoothly. But the right path is the path of miracles. The right path is the power to smile through anything. The real power is showing that hate and pain, war, it's only an option. It's not the truth. The path of the mirror is the one of the lone warrior. The third stage of attack. The first stage was you attacking yourself and your own perceptions. The second stage is the world trying to tell you that you've lost your mind and everything that you want, desire, you should actually have, and this matters, and the 3D, and like. The third stage is a systematic destruction of who you are as a human being from the outside world. A lot of them don't even know they're doing it. It's a very interesting pattern that happens. People start to project themselves onto you. Not because you're some piece of shit, because they can see their own reflection in you. And in doing so, they assume that you must be like them. The way that they word insults, the way they create fiascos in your life, it's all a very telltale pattern of how they think, what they're afraid of, and therefore what they're using because they think it's the most effective weapon against you. This is the third stage of walking the path. And people you cared about, people you've known for years, maybe random strangers, this perception of you will become you're not like us. Must be prosecuted. There must be something wrong. We can stick something to you. That third stage of the mirror is the worst. Because you're made to feel like you're less than you are, like your life experiences no longer matter, like you don't have an identity except the one made for you, that somehow you're different. That's when you know the mirror's working. That's when you know you've gained power that no one else has. That's when you know that God is real and powerful and just as warlike as it is peaceful. See, the thing is if you're willing to perceive everything without judgment, if you're willing to accept that all these things exist in balance, things start to balance. People start to be able to see not the parts they hate in themselves in you, but they start to see themselves as the things they hate. Once this happens, you become blessed. You become a lightning rod for truth, and lightning strikes continuously. It gets to a point where there's so much supercharge that the mirror cracks. And those people are standing alone by themselves, surrounded by all their bad decisions that have all been brought to the surface simply because they didn't want to be honest with themselves. Once you become this mirror, all you can reflect is miracles. For once people can't see themselves in you anymore, you can finally see yourself. You can finally understand who you are as a human being. You can look at the scars that you have and understand why it took you so many years to love this part of yourself, to not give up. So then things get really weird. If you get here and you walk this path, you come take a stroll down this lane, miracles start happening, random synchronicities, things start falling in alignment in place. Magic happens. The world brightens. This is the path of the mirror. It's the path of truth, of balance. It's the walk of righteous men and nurturing women. It's not the walk of the shallow. It's not the walk of the damned. It's not the walk of the devil or of God. It is the walk of truth. And if you yourself can find the truth within those that have ears to hear, a path has already been laid for you. The brush has already been cleared. The temple has been found. Miracles and magic walk this world again. And the souls of the evil, the souls of the lost, war is coming. A war of truth, of honesty. You have no weapons to fight that. None. And every day, reality shifts. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for having an opinion. Thank you for your love, your hate. Thank you. Thank you. Because every day, I ask for more. Not for myself, mind you. More conflict, more strife, more people I can catch up, more liars and cheaters and thieves and killers that I can catch. And I'm not the cops. Nope. I am an observer. And I can see you.